All right, got the muscle tee on. Back for episode 3 of the Reds live stream franchise. And this one's an exciting one because I have offered 3 trades. I'm not going to show them yet. You'll find out what the trades were once we find out if they've been accepted or declined. We're going to have the MLB draft upcoming, the All-Star break, the trade deadline, of course. Then we'll get to our draft picks ratings. We're 45 and 45. Big question that I have right now. Oh, there you go. There's one of them. Alex Freeland, 24-year-old B potential infielder. His contact is really, really solid at this point in his career. He's 24 years old. Power is honestly really good. His fielding is amazing. Speed, not really there, but has played with the Dodgers for 2 seasons. Has batted 190 and then 325, 6 career total home runs. He's only played in a total of 41 games. He's had 124 career MLB at-bats. I think he's going to be really, really solid. He's got plenty of team control left, only one of 3 minor league options used, and I think he's immediately going to come up and really play a key piece for us this season. It's a big thing to try and get better here. We sent over C potential Hector Rodriguez, 22 years old, who, maybe had a future with us. But I thought that, that's somebody that the Dodgers could potentially try and develop. Ke'Bryan Hayes, just to give them a infielder at the big league level. And then Michael Toglia, somebody that I think the Dodgers would like. He is 27 years old, and he's got really good pop in his bat. And I think the Dodgers would appreciate him. But I think really what it boiled down to is the fact that I wanted another infielder, and Alex Freeland offers that. The next offer is Chandler Simpson, 73 overall, C potential. So this one accepted, and he is a really, what's up, Video Game Nation? Chandler Simpson is a really good contact hitter with 93 vision, 80 clutch. Doesn't really have power. We're not really worried about that. He's an on-base threat, 98 speed, 99 steal. I think he looks to be our everyday center fielder. Plenty of team control here all the way up until 2032. He's not used a minor league option, so if he struggles, we could just send him down. In his MLB career, 295 last year as a rookie, but this year has been a lot different. He is struggling. 215 average, 228 on base with an OPS of 559. So I think he's looking for a new spot. I think the Rays just didn't really want him anymore. We also did bring in Ryan Spikes. If you remember, we played them in a minor league game, and he had like a 127 mile per hour exit velo. He'll never see the big leagues, but just somebody that was intriguing to me. We sent over Will Benson, somebody that I think the Rays would appreciate. Kind of has a small contract as well, only making 1.7 mil. Has team control left. Has shown his ability with the Reds, but has not really been as good as he was his first year with the Reds, where he batted 275 with 11 homers. Ever since then, it's been kind of a rocky road for him. Brandon Williamson's just unfortunately a guy that's been blocked by a lot of other players. He'll go over to the Rays on a cheap deal. He is young, only 27 years old, and has plenty of team control left. The Rays would love a player like that. And then Will Banfield is a 26-year-old C potential catcher. So those are the only moves that we've made. But boy, oh boy, they are big ones here to begin this episode. Maybe we overspent a little bit on a couple of these guys potentially, but I don't really think so. So unfortunately, that means we only have Michael Trotwine at the AAA level at the moment. So we may need to sign a catcher to go play AAA ball. So we'll go to free agents here. How about Lyle Len? We just need a AAA catcher. And he fills in pretty nicely there. So Alex Freeland will go up to the big league level, and I think he's going to start for a struggling Matt McLain. Trying to think of who else we sent off that we'll need to make a move. Ryan Spikes will just go down to Double-A. Chandler Simpson, of course, will be at the big league level. And I think Rhys Hines, or actually, let's go ahead and send Noelvi Marte down to the AAA level. He's got some options to use. Yeah, so let's go ahead and put him down. He's also lost potential. He's down to C potential. That's not good. Beginning of this episode is going to be a little bit interesting here, as in the meantime, we will need to bring up a relief pitcher, so we'll bring up Connor Phillips to the big league level. Because I'm trying to think here. I got to make sure I'm replacing all the players that we should be replacing here. So Will Benson, Will Banfield, we've already replaced him. Will Benson, have to make a move there. Brandon Williamson. And then Ke'Bryan Hayes, Michael Tolia, Alex Freeland, of course, up at the big league level. So we should have made the moves that we needed to make at the big league level. I guess the best way to tell is go and adjust our lineup here. So I guess we'll have Chandler Simpson start in, I don't know, I kind of want him to start in center because that's where TJ Friedl's been playing, and he's just really struggled. Of course, we know Chandler Simpson struggled this season as well, but I think, with a new home, could be a little bit better for us. And then Rhys Hines has played well in left field. Spencer Steer's DHing. I think I'd rather have Alex Freeland. So we'll do something like this right here. You just got to bear with me here as we make these changes here. And then against lefties, I think I want Edwin Arroyo playing second. I want Alex Freeland playing third. And then Chandler Simpson. Is there anybody we could put here against left-handed pitching? How does he fare? Rhys Hines not too well. I mean, we could do Nathaniel Lowe. So Nathaniel Lowe would be an everyday player. So we should have a filled big league roster here. But okay, against right-handers, I want Chandler Simpson to lead us off here. I want maybe you go Alex Freeland here and have him bat second. So we'll do something like that right there. And then against lefties, kind of the same thing. I want Chandler Simpson to lead us off here. So this is some really big trades that we've made here. Move Nathaniel Lowe down the order just a little bit. Have him bat seventh. And then that'll bring Friedel and McLean to be some bench players for us. And then as far as the pitching rotation goes, everything is the same here. Connor Phillips comes up to work out of the pen. Honestly, his numbers aren't terrible, to be honest with you. All right, and then now, just got some changes to make here. So this looks like we need some outfielders at the AAA level. So let's go ahead and go to free agents. We could try and get Dane Myers back. No, he'd be way too expensive, I think. Actually, no, we could probably get him back. Okay, I mean, I'm at 900,000. No, okay. Okay, let's go Logan Cerny. And Sam Brown. These aren't even real guys here, so really just trying to fill out the roster. Sorry, this is the worst part of the video. Trying to make it here engaging, but I can't lie, it is a challenge. So at the AAA level, we'll just need to call up one pitcher here. And we have 35 players on the 40-man roster. So we will have to... We're going to go ahead and add some players to the 40-man here. Because 26 plus 5 would be 31, 33, yeah, 35. So let's go ahead and add 5 guys here to the 40-man. I think we go ahead and add Austin Callahan here. Guess we could add Garrett Hampson as well. What about Ryan Spikes, 23 years old? I mean, of course, we could always drop some of these players off here. Okay. Fixed it. So it's all good now. And so now, with that being said, there you go. Unfortunately, this does spell the end of Cam Collier's career in the Cincinnati system, though. Somebody who had been playing really good up to this point, had some strong development, and a player that I liked a lot. And especially in real life, I'm hoping he can make those next leaps and become a better player here. But just has kind of struggled. And then we've also traded TJ Friedel in a somewhat surprising move here. Has struggled this year for us. He's 30 years old. He's not really played that well. Has a 225 average. Has hit for some power, 10 homers. You know, on pace for more homers that he's had in his entire career. 695 OPS. I just thought, let's try and get better here. And the way we got better is we brought in a relief pitcher who has been dominating this season. Taylor Clark has been really, really solid in Arizona with a 2.15 ERA, 0.78 whip. Just been really, really good. The walks are really low. Home runs really low. Not going to get strikeouts. He's a pitch to contact guy, but I do like him a lot. And there's your trade deadline. And so he'll go up to the big league level here. Connor Phillips will then automatically go right back down to the AAA level. And that means we will also call back up Noelvi Marte to be our bench outfielder. And other than that, I think we just need to swear we're almost done with the hardest part here. I can't remember. What do we need to do here at the AAA level? I think we need to drop a pitcher here. So we'll probably, we need to bring up an outfielder. Drop a pitcher, bring up an outfielder. I think the easiest thing to do is just bring up some random guy. I don't think there's really anybody at the AA level who, is kind of knocking on the door for playing time. And then Joel Valdez will go down to high A. So there you go. There are your moves. We can finally get some player lock action in with our new additions. With the first one being Chandler Simpson. Hopefully he can work out for us here. And the lineup's changed a lot here. I think that it wasn't really the expectation to make these big moves here, but I think at 45 and 45, I've talked about it a lot in this series so far about how I believe this is a win now moment for the Reds. Over the next couple of seasons, it's a win now moment. I can move up my chair just a little bit here. I want to be able to lean back, but also you guys still be able to hear me. Nathaniel Lowe hitting 381 over his last 22 games. Some big changes. We gave up a lot, but at the same time, I think that it was necessary. I thought about changing some of these trades and not giving up so much, but kind of felt like we had to make the moves that we did. So here's Chandler Simpson out in center field. Typically is going to be a left fielder, but the speed that he has out there, he can cover so much ground. As here he is, 215 average. He's a C potential guy, so that's the only downside, but the contact's already in a spot that I think you really like it. 82 contact here, 97 vision, 16 stolen bases. So him and Ellie De La Cruz together, two of the fastest guys in baseball. As he's quickly down 0-2 here, got to try and lock in. Zach Wheeler on the mound. Okay, fouled it off. That was kind of a bad pitch to swing at, but that's that 97 vision on display. Sinker low. Probably would have fouled it off if we swung. Here, let's make a adjustment here. Oop. Okay. See what that looks like. I noticed that the scoreboard's been messed up, so. Oh yeah, it's much better. You can't go down looking at that right there. Andrew Abbott on the mound here. 29 pitches into the game. Doing a really good job so far. As this one's hit deep to center field. Simpson on the move. Can't make the play. And he's not really known for being the best fielder. We know he's got the speed, but just the inability to make the play there will give the Phillies a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the third.
That's a ball.
Last game for Simpson, 0 for 4 and 2 strikeouts in his last game with the Rays. High fastball swinging, fouled it back. That's a filthy sinker by Zach Wheeler. Now down to 2 strikes here. Man, we can't be striking out like this. Alec Boehm had him in my Angels franchise. There's no way you test it. Doesn't have the strongest arm in the world, but that's just stupid. What a play by Chandler Simpson. Here we go, bottom 5. Runner on first here. Must feel like bunting here. Try and get something. And that's going to be a base knock for Chandler Simpson. And that's why you do it. You're in a slump. Try and get something going for you. Here's Alex Freeland, 1 for 2. Here's the 2-2 from Zach Wheeler. This one hit on the ground. And it's going to be a double play for the Phillies. See if they test the arm again. Dylan Moore at the plate. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they are going to test it. Got him again. The second one of the game. Chandler Simpson finding his new home out there in center field. Bottom of the 7th. Still with a chance here. This one caught by the right fielder. 3-2, still losing here. We're 8 games back in the NL Central at 45 and 45. We'll see if we get an opportunity to hit here. Johan Duran to Arroyo. This one caught by the center fielder, and the Reds lose 3-2. Chandler Simpson goes 1 for 4 in his Reds debut with a bunt single. So Spencer Steer 3 for 3, Freeland 1 for 4. So okay, they're giving Chandler Simpson an 0 for 4 because they were saying it was a fielder's choice. He was going to be on regardless. That's kind of a crap call. And Taylor Clark did get some action. I have to adjust that because I want him to be our setup guy. Santion's really struggled in that role this season. So I do want to change that because I want him to be getting the setup opportunities. Okay, so he's already there. But I want him to be the only guy there. Could be our new closer after a while here. Bats do not have 4. I mean, Anthony Steffen. All right, Hunter Green on the mound now. We can hop into another player lock. This one with Alex Freeland, a player who's performed quite well as a rookie here. 318 average. Could be the rookie of the year if he starts hitting some home runs here. Edwin Arroyo as well has a chance at being the rookie of the year. Also, this puts more lefties in our lineup as well, getting Chandler Simpson. Alfredo Duno, there's his stats right there. You know, the thing with Duno is how long is it going to take to get him up to the big league level? An ETA of 2028. Yeah, I mean, I think that he's our catcher of the future. The only question is how long is it going to take to get him there.
Batting second, third baseman.
And Alex Freeland wearing number 76, kind of a crazy number choice, but I like it. He's facing another good pitcher here for the Phillies. Christopher Sanchez. Gosh, come on. There are 2 strikes, but we're just way off on him. And Freeland is a B potential guy, and he is, man, Christopher Sanchez is 94 overall. He's a 74 overall. So, you know, he's got some ways to go before he gets to his actual potential. His fielding is solid. His arm, speed, not good. But at the plate, though, I think he's a really strong hitter. And he's extremely young, 24 years old. Phillies on an 8-game winning streak, so trying to end the winning streak for Philadelphia. This one, chop to Trey Turner. And he makes the play. Bottom 3, 2-2. We got our ace on the mound here. See if it helps us out at all. Ah, man. Rip to Trey Turner. 0 for 2. All right, we go bottom 6 now. And, of course, Alex Freeland's not really had that many at-bats, so his numbers look inflated. Ah. Good swing timing, just if that slider was a little lower. And there it was. Oh my gosh, dude. That's a home run. There you go, base hit for Alex Freeland. I could tell I'm going to like him a lot. And my vision behind trading for him was he was going to be our second baseman of the future. Like I said, doesn't have the speed. But Matt McClain, his potential's dropped. We're going to get thrown out. Yeah. Fun fact, I got thrown out in high school just like that in a postseason sectional championship game. Here's Taylor Clark on the mound now, so getting a look at the trade pickup from the Diamondbacks, and we make the play. Unfortunately, the run scored right before. Jose Alvarado on the mound now, so another righty at-bat here for Freeland. Likely to get more at-bats against righties than he will against lefties, but a lot of lefty action today. Let's go ahead and challenge it. Close. Here's the 0-2 from Alvarado. I hit the button too. I tapped it. Wasn't falling for it that time. Ah. Made the contact, though. We are still up by 1, so we'll see. Okay, here we go. Dylan Moore. Looks like we're seeing a lot of Dylan Moore. Why did it want me to go to... Why did it not want me to go for the double play? Reds win. And we end the Phillies winning streak. JJ Bleday, 2 more home runs. We'll have to take a look at his last 10 games because he's killing the ball at the moment. And I do wonder in a way if those trades were a little unrealistic, but I don't really think so. There's JJ Bleday here. He's 28 years old. And if you look at his most recent games here, 4 homers, 265 average. He's had 4 homers in his last 3 games and 2 multi-home run games. So JJ Bleday killing the ball at the moment. I kind of want to get one more player lock in here with Chandler Simpson just because didn't really perform all that well. You see Edwin Arroyo's average dropping just a little bit here. Same with Nathaniel Lowe's. But overall, I think those moves were better for our lineup. And I think that our pitching was in a good spot, but it needed maybe a little bit of bullpen help. And that's where I think the addition of Taylor Clark is a good one. Jesus Luzardo on the mound. Chandler Simpson will face a lefty.
What you got?
Looked like it might have been a strike to begin with, though. It's a ball. Okay, a little bloop base hit there for Chandler Simpson.
Attaboy, way to get on the sack. Checked out for the chair.
I think the goal here is to try and turn Simpson into a strong contact hitter. And we're definitely going to steal here. Pitch in the dirt, that's an easy. And heck, we could get him here in the third. 98 speed, 99 steal. I mean, oh crap. Late jump, though. Thankfully, I got back. I just notoriously suck at base running. I'm going to try and steal again. Okay.
Down.
And we're going to score here with Chandler Simpson. I got a little worried, but it's a base hit. RBI double for Ellie De La Cruz and the Reds lead. I suck at running the bases in player lock. I don't know what it is. I just can't do it. Another base hit for Chandler Simpson. My only worry is I hope that he's not another Billy Hamilton. He's wearing the same number as him. Gonna try and steal again. And that will end the second. Okay, 3-1. We still lead. Chandler Simpson, 2 hits against Luzardo. And this one rolled to Turner. He makes the play.
Leading off for the Phillies, catcher
So far, Brady Singer getting it done. As here is JT Realmuto. This one hit a ton. But Chandler Simpson's there to use his speed and make the play. And we're losing.
Center fielder Chandler Simpson.
That hit his shin. Oh, it might beat him to the bag. And unfortunately, it looks like we're going to drop this game. Yohan Duran can throw upwards of 102 miles per hour. Oh my gosh. That was ugly. Much better game here for Chandler Simpson, though. And it's going to be a tough play here for Trey Turner. Yep, that's a tough play. You know you got speed on the base paths. That's not easy.
Third baseman, Alex Freeland.
And another stolen base for Simpson. And
All right, hang on, right there.
Phillies win. So the Phillies will win the series, but got a good look at two of the guys that we traded for, and two guys that I envision being a part of the long-term future of this team. Something in my house just got like extremely loud. Must be the AC. Schwarber goes 3 for 6 with a homer. And Jay Allen out for a couple of games. Same with Sal Stewart. And Sal Stewart, the situation he's dealing with right now is something I wanted to talk about, because at this point it is almost worth thinking about sending him down to Double-A. I know it's kind of crazy, but he's just not playing good. He didn't play good for us. And right now with the Louisville Bats, he has a 202 average with only 2 home runs in 163 total at-bats. Could be a stupid decision. It's just something to think about because he's really struggled a lot. But we will simulate this game right here against the Cubs because I thought it was time for the draft. Maybe we have to. Lost 1-3 in this game. Friedland goes 0 for 3. Simpson 1 for 2. An error out in center for Simpson. Okay. The Lookouts have too many players, so I want to make sure we don't miss the draft here. Oh my gosh. And I know this is annoying because it's like, okay, just hit auto or whatever, but I always feel like something gets screwed up when I do that. Caleb Ferguson on the mound here. Let's just simulate to the end of it. We do win it. And let's go to the draft. All right, let's talk about these prospects here. There are a couple of guys that I really, really like. With the first one being a starting pitcher in Julian Guerrero. We know he's going to have at least a potentially. And he looks really solid. And so he's going to be added to the draft queue. I like J.J. Randolph a lot. He's going to have high potential. I mean, the starting overall might be low, but could be the catcher of the future. Is it going to be, Alfredo Duno, or is it going to be J.J. Randolph? Still don't know. Even Irvin Pokey. Man, that facial hair's got to go, though. 4-seam fastball, a curve, a sweeper, and a changeup. I like these older prospects I do tend to go their way just a little bit. Cy Stewart looks like he'd be a really dominant power hitter. We'll add him to the draft queue here. I'm not going to add everybody to the draft queue. But like Casey Tomlinson, he's somebody that I'll definitely look at. He could be an interesting player, to be honest with you. He could be a C potential guy, but I think that he's going to have decent overall to start, and he's 21 years old. Gregorio Gonzalez could also be really good. How about Sammy Camacho? Not so sure about Alan Tanana. Could have really good contact. Kind of gives you that Simpson role potentially. How about Eli Castro? Could be interesting. You know, maybe somebody you look at with your second pick. Geraldo Calderon, Joel Ortiz. These are guys I'm not really excited about. Maybe Ortiz is interesting. Maybe with a second pick if he's there. Russell Mock, of course, I want to add him to the list. Todd Lopez, I mean, did some scouting on him. Ryan Harrington. Johnny Cardona is injured. Could be somebody interesting to look at. Sawyer Traxler looks terrible. Kind of same thing with Ruben Melendez. I mean, he's got the power potentially. Just we don't have. It's such a large gap. We can add him to the draft queue. Maybe somebody we look at late. Same with Cleveland Tuttle. How about Orlando Sanchez? Kind of like the idea of maybe getting him. The rest of these guys, I mean, this is when you're taking shots in the dark anyway. So we can go back here. Brett Newton is number 1 on our board, number 38 or 36 on the MLB board. We have him 75% scouted, 18 years old. I just don't like that he only has a 3-pitch mix. And the overall gap is just too high to really take a risk on him here. Brian Paniagua. Kind of the same ordeal here with this guy. Just don't like how large that gap is. I like Antonio Santos a lot more. We'll add him to the board. We'll add JJ Mays. Here's William Morey. He's a lefty that's just quite a ways away. You can always add him, though. But I do want to add, like, Jorge Delgado. I want to add him to the board. You never know. He could be available. Same thing with Martin Branch or Martine Branch. Here's another Alan Morey. I like the control being where it's at. I think this is going to be a strong pitching class. Again, another guy, Jesus Huerta. All right, I think I'm ready to go to the draft here. I wish there was just a quicker way to sort your draft queue. I mean, I think there is. It's just a pretty large, like if we could bring in like Martin Branch. I mean, obviously if he was there, he would be my first selection. I don't want Julian Guerrero to go too low here. I like Orlando Sanchez. I think he's somebody that I want. Screw it. We'll just have to make sure we're paying attention to what we're doing. Corey Hobbs is the #1 pick. Number 2 is Bryce Cloud. Somebody that fell all the way to 27 on our board. And there's Martin Branch, somebody that I really did want. Really good player. Well-rounded skill set. Lefty bat. Can play second, third, and short. Could have been the third baseman of the future. Johnny Foreman goes at number 4. We don't pick until pick 18. So what I think is likely to happen here is J.J. Randolph will be there. I think he's going to be a really good catcher with the ability to have really good pop in his bat in the future. J.J. Mays goes, somebody that I did like. Cy Stewart goes. So Jorge Delgado was somebody I liked. Cy Stewart was somebody that I also liked. Cy Stewart looks like the best hitter in the class. Roger Zarate, not somebody I really was aware of. And unfortunately, we just don't have a lot of position players on our board. Alan Tanana was 19th on the MLB board. He just went at 11 to the Nationals. So again, like, we don't really have a ton of I think Joel Ortiz is interesting with his speed, and I think his bat could be good in the future. River Huntley goes, somebody that I wasn't really even aware of. Looks like good contact. Antonio Santos, Cameron Belliard, looks like a good player, but his overall looks like it's going to be extremely low to start. Todd Lopez was somebody that I think looks really intriguing as well. More than likely B potential. I think if Todd Lopez was there with our second pick, I would probably take him. Maybe Ruben Melendez as well. Could be intriguing. Eli Castro is intriguing as well. Going to be a C potential guy, though. And also is not really going to get all that much better. And actually, we're on the board. So now's the time to think about what are we going to do here. We know Julian Guerrero is not ranked on the MLB board. Man, I think he's going to be really solid. He's 22 years old, though. J.J. Randolph is 21 years old. Unfortunately, it just kind of feels like with JJ Randolph, he may not be as good as we would like. I think he's going to be a great defensive catcher. But I think it kind of ends there. I think we could go Julian Guerrero right here and feel happy with the potential in the starting overall. Doctor exam, he was healthy. I love his pitch mix here with a four-seam splitter, slider, curveball, and changeup. That curveball and changeup look like they could be lethal in the future. Same with that four-seam fastball that could be up to 97 miles per hour. He doesn't give up home runs. He strikes out righties, which is the majority of hitters you're going to face. He's got decent control. Julian Guerrero is going to be the selection. Some may not like it, but I think that you want guaranteed high potential and decent starting overall. 63 to 68 starting overall is really solid. And now the question just becomes, where does JJ Randolph go? Also, where does Orlando Sanchez go? Because he's a guy that I think could be an excellent bullpen arm in the future. So good that I think you have to consider taking him at probably number 68. Julian Batista and Geraldo Benitez both go, as Benitez was somebody we really didn't like. Dropped all the way to 137 on our board. No stat really stands out to you other than maybe the stealing ability. I'm in no rush, so I'm not going to simulate to our next selection. I'm interested to see where some of these guys go here. And I think Todd Lopez would be my next selection. Another one of those guys where he's 22 years old. We get it. You know, the overall is going to be low to start out, but probably guaranteed be potential. I like where his contact is early in his career. Has the potential to maybe bring in some power. Has speed. Could be a 5-tool player by the time he gets up to the big leagues. May not be until he's 25, but I think he'd be really good. Tom Ling, somebody we didn't scout. Eli Castro, did like him. But we know with Eli Castro, he's going to kind of come in at his potential, which is fine, but, you know, there's no room to grow, really. Geraldo Calderon, somebody we could have thought about. Yeah, could have thought about him. David Nash, and still no JJ Randolph off the board. If he's available with our next selection, I will be taking him. I'm satisfied with taking Julian Guerrero, though. And JJ Randolph goes to the Dodgers. Go figure. They get the player we wanted. Russell Mock. And the contact skills on Russell Mock look really good. His fielding ability looks good. Yeah, he looks like a good player. Todd Lopez, I think, would be the guy we would take just because Russell Mock's a not ranked on the MLB board guy. I like Ruben Melendez and his ability to be like a potential DH in the future. Even Cleveland Tuttle, I think, could be a utility guy for us in the future. He may end up going pretty soon, though. So we did have a full board, and it's kind of dwindled. So now we just sit back and wait for our next selection here. I just hope some of these guys here that we really like Todd Lopez, don't go How do we like Gregorio Gonzalez? I like his home run. The fact he doesn't really give up home runs. And he's also a guy that's going to probably be ready sooner rather than later. We pick at pick 57, so we got about 15 more selections to go here. Ryan Harrington. Looks like a great fielder. But other than that, that's about it. Goes into second round. Sawyer Traxler as well. The third baseman kind of were underwhelming. And he dropped all the way to 90 on our board. And considering the fact that Todd Lopez was at 77, is now at 58, it makes me a little worried he might go. Here's Edgar Delgadio. Could be good. But, you know, with these guys that have the same overall and same potential, it never really ends up good for them. There's Pedro Gonzalez. Yeah, not really moved by him. Could be good, though. Definitely could be a good player. I feel like Walter Chen is somebody we had scouted. Apparently not. And nothing jumps off the board here with him. Brett Newton was the guy who was number 1 on our board. Just didn't like the 3-pitch mix. You know, his control is not going to be great to start. You know, when you look at Brett Newton, 37 to 57 control to start. With Julian Guerrero, it is 49 to 54. It's been a run on starting pitchers here. 3 in a row go. We are close to our next selection. It's like the part of the draft that makes me sick here. Sam McMahon goes next. Didn't scout him. Could be a decent player, though. There's Ruben Melendez. Was he the guy that we were thinking about? Yeah, we were. So, Melendez gone, but Cleveland Tuttle is still available. He's somebody that we could consider with our third selection if a guy like Orlando Sanchez isn't there. Casey Tomlinson goes. And that's kind of rough for us, too, because he was a not ranked guy. So he was a discovered guy. Cleveland Tuttle goes right before. Okay, but still, we can draft Todd Lopez. He was going to be my next selection anyway. Could be a while out for him, but, you know, I think he's going to have B potential. And I think he's going to have the opportunity to hit really well early in his career. See if we can't develop the power a little bit. I like that the fielding is going to be pretty solid to start. The speed should be pretty decent. He's third base or bust type of guy, though. And our next selection is at 68. The only question now is, do we go with Orlando Sanchez then? Or do we try and wait until 97? Because, you know, now with seeing the fact that Casey Tomlinson went off the board, I'm starting to think maybe Russell Mock is who we should prioritize here. I don't know if Orlando Sanchez would go before we get to 97, though. It does kind of feel like we would be missing out on a really good relief arm. He throws a knuckleball as well. It does kind of feel like we should go with Orlando Sanchez. Like I said, then that makes it so that Russell Mock, I'm more comfortable waiting for a guy like Russell Mock. Orlando Sanchez, with the strikeout upside that he has, the ability to not allow hits. Home runs could be an issue. Control looks decent. The clutch is kind of an issue, but that's something you could definitely fix. But with the fastball, knuckleball, changeup mix, I think that he's just too good to pass up. And we'll go Orlando Sanchez, another older prospect, and that's kind of been the theme of this draft. We can start to look at some potential outfielders here that could be intriguing. Like, we could add William Long to the draft queue. Sam Herrera with some potential power if Russell Mock goes. Russell Mock looks good too. Just kind of feels unfortunate. Jose Hernandez could be decent. I think I'd actually be intrigued. We know he's not going to be 36 overall. What guy do you know comes in at 36 overall? It could be more like 50-something with the potential at like a B. It could be somebody to try and develop potentially. Even right here, right? Potential power in Israel Rubio. Maybe here with Everett Cockrell, there's potential power. And then potential infielders. The only position I'm kind of interested in is maybe first base. Maybe like a guy like Paul Holland. Maybe we know first basemen are always going to kind of come in with potential really good batting skills. So who all did we see go here? Russell Mock still available. So the closer started to go right here. So I think that it was a good move to... There goes Everett Cockrell was somebody that I was interested in. Paul Holland was somebody as well. At least we have some guys I'm intrigued with down the board. And there are a couple of starting pitchers that I like. Some guys that were not ranked on the MLB board. And this is where you kind of just sit back, relax, wait for the right guy to become a bit available here. Billy Serna Ruiz. Looks pretty solid. I think we got a really good relief pitcher, though. Yeah. And there goes Russell Mock. And just because I'm not willing to start taking risks on guys that I know nothing about, I instead want to, I would much rather go for somebody we know about here. Walter Chung's got a pretty unique skill set. So I do think he's going to be the selection here. What makes him unique? So we have 1 minute here. Is that his pitch mix is nice. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. I like it. His control is really, really good. Clutch, really good. Stamina, really good. What makes him really intriguing to me is the fact that, yeah, he might give up hits to right-handed players, but he's going to strike them out. And he might not allow too many, he might not strike out many left-handed hitters, but he's going to strike them. But he's not going to strike out many lefties, but he's not going to allow them to get hits. Walter Chung is interesting to me. I don't think he's the greatest, but he's a player that I am intrigued with. Obviously, only had him 65% scouted, so there's always going to be a risk associated when you don't have somebody super well scouted. Go ahead and sim to our next pick. And everybody we were intrigued with is gone, so now it kind of feels like Randy Hensley. The thing with Hensley that I'm not a fan of is the fact that he's 20 years old and his overall is just going to be way too low. I'm almost curious if we can find... Like, how about David Lee? Speed could be there. Aw. Took way too much time. It's whatever. Not really disappointed. I guess we should have just been paying a little bit more attention here. Okay. Here's a guy that's decently interesting, I guess. 21 years old. Does have power. Carlos Vasquez. We'll draft. Oh, let's go ahead and just draft him here. Extremely short. 5'7", it said. And I think this is the last selection here. A lot of relief arms here. Do we have any, like, crazy strikeout guys here? I don't even know what his name was. Samuel Pena will be our last selection. I'm not super thrilled with him, but that is our draft. We'll get to August and take a look at overalls here shortly, but it's back to playing here. We got an opportunity with Alex Freeland at the plate with only one out and Chandler Simpson looking to score. 2 hits on the day for Alex Freeland.
Up next for the Reds, third baseman, Alex Freeland.
Game kind of glitched on me there. Fastball right down the middle. I mean, that's... You wish you could get it back, and you almost did. Clutch on Alex Freeland isn't great. And strike 3. There's Phil Maton now. His Ellie De La Cruz, 284 average. Only 9 homers on the season. Kind of been a weird year for him.
That's a ball.
I just saw more of an elevated curve, and I just wanted it to just fall into the zone. It's a good cutter right there. That's strike two, so. Wasn't that unfortunate? We'll finish playing the game because I want to get Taylor Clark. I guess is already in the game. So actually, let's just go ahead and
Now pitching.
Graham Ashcraft comes in.
23. Graham
Okay,
Ashcraft.
we go bottom 9. Nathaniel Lowe having a really good season for us. Wasn't likely that he was going to be the starter at first at the beginning of the season, but we saw Sal Stewart really struggle. And that one might fall in. It will. Tying run on first.
Up next for the Reds.
And I want to
Eugenio Suarez.
get Matt McClain out there on the base paths now. And we're going to go first pitch.
Matt McClain.
And there you go. Tying run in scoring position here with nobody out for the dangerous Eugenio Suarez. His curveball is more of a 12-6, it would appear. There we go. And that's going to tie the game up. Suarez back up the middle. 2-2 Reds. Tie it in the bottom of the ninth. And kind of want to try and win the game here. So we're going to put Noelvi Marte on the base paths for Spencer Steer. 81 speed, 50 stealing ability here for Noelvi Marte. Slide step. And Marte is safe. He did not go.
Here we go.
I don't know what it is about Spencer Steer, but I just can't hit with him. Man, that's got to be a home. All right. I guess we'll go. Okay, so we can do, and then so Reese Hines is in left, Freeland's in right. This doesn't even make sense. Whatever. Just hopefully the ball's not hit the right field. Okay, let's pitch a strike here. The splitter's not working. I don't know why Tyler Stevenson continues to call for it. And this is Matt McClain playing third.
Up next for the Cubs, shortstop Nancy Swanson.
Good pitch. Strike three. They're trying to strand the runner on second here.
Up next for the Cubs, the designated hitter Matt Shaw.
Getting a lot of inside-out swings here. There we go. Good pitch there. Let's go cutter out of the zone. That was just barely out of the zone. Ellie makes the play, and we go to the bottom of the 10th, tied.
For the Cubs,
As here is
one,
Hobie Milner. Not a lot of speed on second. That's Tyler Stevenson. And I suck at hitting sidearm pitchers. Because they look like when they're coming in that that's going to come right on the middle. That one was in the zone. So at least I'm getting the hang of it here. Edwin Arroyo on deck. 1 for 3. I'm almost like contemplating not even swinging at all on this one. Probably late. If you're gonna commit to not swinging, just don't swing. Uh-oh. That's gonna win it. Reese Hines, walk off. A little bloop single to right. And Reese Hines has made the most of his opportunity at the big league level. An inside out swing, just speaking of it. And I was running all the way with Stevenson there. Edwin Arroyo hits a home run. Taylor Clark pitching pretty good for us. I think I need to drink more water. And we're 48 and 48 entering the All-Star break here. Ryan spikes 1 to 2 weeks. Do we have anybody in the home run derby? I highly doubt it. Shohei Ohtani has 37 homers. I have no interest in it if... All right, let's see. Who do we have as an all-star here? I'm going to guess it's probably Emilio Pagan. Yep, there he is. Jesus Luzardo's playing really, really good. Okay, so maybe we'll just pitch to our Emilio Pagan appearance. Or we'll sim until we get to our Emilio Pagan appearance. Don't think there's really any other trades I want to make. I think I'm going to stand where I'm at this point. We gave up a lot of, we gave up TJ Frieda, which was like and Brandon Williamson were our only big league roster guys. We gave up some prospects, but not some prospects that I was, super intrigued by. I'm really just interested to see these players that we drafted and kind of see, did we make a poor decision to go after a bunch of 21 and 22-year-olds? Not really sure how long they keep the starters in these games. Jesus Luzardo already out, so Emmett Sheehan takes over. It does kind of suck because... Okay, so Paul Skeens will pitch. I was going to say, like, they got to throw the starters out there, right? Will Smith with a solo shot. There's a 2-run homer from Matt Olson. And Manny Machado. That was rough. Okay, here's Emilio Pagan. So we will enter here as he gets his appearance in the top of the 6th. 1 pitch, 1 out. Ooh, filthy cutter. Strike 3. Emilio Pagan, 2 up, 2 down here in the All-Star game. Can we have a second strikeout here with Pagan? I think he'll chase a cutter away. Well, it really wasn't away, but a 1-2-3 inning for Emilio Pagan in his all-star appearance. And I'll take that all day long. So at this point, we can quick manage and fast forward to the end of the game. And the NL wins 6-0. Did the game just freeze? Okay. I was about to say. Matt Olson, 2 for 3 of the homer. He's your player of the game. The NL team hit 4 altogether, though. Only 5 hits for the AL team. And I am interested to see if we have any players in the futures game. Okay. It wouldn't let me do anything other than just enter the game, so. Whoever's playing, not sure who it is. What is going on? Okay. Oh, because I didn't select a team. Okay, so we have... nobody there. Charlie Condon's here, though. So that's why you can't be worried about getting the... Man, his numbers are kind of crap. Okay, so Alfredo Duno is here. And Cam Collier.
Take your base. You're out. 3.
We'll see if Alfredo Dunos even gets a chance. I keep saying Dunos. It's Duno. Ooh, rough inning here.
Now pitching for the American League Futures, number 97.
Ball 4. Take your base.
Now pitching for the American League Futures, number
Ball 4.
82.
Take your base.
Higgins. Smith. Now pitching for the American League Futures, number 27. Corey.
3.
Now pitching
That's
for
ball
the
4.
National League Futures, number 84.
Okay, here's Duno. I'm glad I saw that. For some reason, they're putting him in the first inning. Jack Anderson, the pitcher.
Nope. That's a ball. That's ball 3.
3-0 count, so he may walk. Should have just swung. Change up that high in the zone. There it was again, this time just a 2-seam. Three-two count. And Duno stays alive. Staying alive. I'd love to see a battle. And he walks. What a battle for Alfredo Duno. 3-2 count. 1 out. We're going to try and steal here.
Runner, he's going.
Okay, no double play, so I like that.
Now batting, third baseman, Pedro Ramirez.
Slide.
How about that for Duno on the base paths? Okay, bottom of the 8th, we get another look at him here. Alexander Alberto on the mound now for the AL Futures. Can't be swinging at that. Man, fastball up in the zone, blew it by him. Yeah, I couldn't hit. I couldn't touch that. 99 miles per hour. Max Clark's your MVP, 2 for 3 with a double. Cam Collier went 1 for 2. Okay. Pablo Lopez going to the Astros. The Twins will get back Xavier Nyans, Ethan Petco, and Alonzo Treadwell. Nyans is a top 100 prospect. Could be pretty interesting. The Lookouts do not have two. All right, we're 48-48 as we kick off the second half of the season. And we drop our first game back. 0-2 versus the Rockies. Only 4 total hits for us. And we can finally start signing our draft picks here. Julian Guerrero is the first one with a 92% chance to sign. I think we're just going to give him his demand and doesn't like it. Todd Lopez has signed with the Reds. I'm intrigued by him a lot. Orlando Sanchez, another guy I'm really intrigued with. He's decided to sign as well. Continue to scout Walter Chung. Randy Hensley has decided to sign. And then, actually, let's go ahead and go with Carlos Vasquez instead. Got to make sure we get Julian Guerrero. Cannot let him not sign with us. Back-to-back losses here against the Rockies. Only 2 hits. Got to make sure we salvage the series here and at least pick up 1 win. But man. I mean, this is one of the worst teams in baseball. See, our pitching is pretty solid. Our offense is what really needs to improve.
For the Rockies, the left fielder, Jake McCarthy.
Ooh, good pitch there. Good pitch. 1 away. Ooh, Reds draft pick grade. So B-, B-. See what it says about our 4th selection. Walter Chung, consider that a C+. Maybe kind of letting us in a little bit on what their potential and overall looks like. Randy Hensley's a B-. Of course, with Hensley, though, the problem with him is I just think that he's just so far away, and he's already super old. He's 20 years old, I guess. Carlos Vasquez, D+ pick grade there, so not really liking that one. And then Samuel Pena, a D. Arroyo makes the play, 2 away. Oh, that was tough. But we make the play, and we do avoid the sweep against the Rockies, a team that, man, we should be killing. Chandler Simpson goes 2 for 5. Love to see that average increase here. Okay, we can go back to the signing draft picks here. Julian Guerrero, really want to get a deal done. We went just at what he was asking. Let's go just above here. He has decided to sign. So our number 1 draft pick is... And Walter Chung, I think I'm ready to get a deal done here. He declines. With the rest of these guys, we'll just wait a little bit longer on them. Now we got a series against a really talented team. We're winning 15-0. We win at 16-0. So how about that for some bats? Spencer Steer goes 0 for 6. That's just pathetic. Chandler Simpson 2 for 6. Alex Freeland 1 for 4. Edwin Arroyo with 3 more hits. And a home run. Chandler Simpson and Ellie De La Cruz with triples. And Rhett Lauder, Caleb Ferguson, and Pierce Johnson get it done. One thing I kind of want to look at here is if... Not league leaders. Jacob Wilson batting .344. Edwin Arroyo could potentially be your rookie of the year. If he can continue this run that he's on here, he could be the rookie of the year. We won this one 8-3. Arroyo gets a rest in that one. Simpson goes 2 for 5. Freeland goes 2 for 5. And Alex Freeland also hits a home run. I like Taylor Clark. I think he's going to be a really good pitcher for us. We go back to signing draft picks here. Walter Chung decides to sign. No reason to really find out the overall of these guys. Let's just go ahead and try and get them signed. And there you go. Everybody has been signed. And how about the former Red Luis Castillo? Lookouts have 27 guys on their roster. And we just talked about him. How about Edwin Arroyo? Could he potentially be the rookie of the year? If he does become the rookie of the year, I'll give him like a 3-point potential increase or something like that. Just something I'd like to make fair. Start doing it. Brendan Donovan with the Mariners now. Kyle Raleigh probably has like a bajillion home runs. Luis Arise is playing with the Mariners now. When did that happen? Well, we're going for the sweep, though, against one of the best teams in the AL right now. Can't wait to get some prospects in here that we can really feel excited about. Right now, it kind of feels like our farm system is just lacking in all categories. That's 2 on, nobody out. Arroyo flips this one on to Ellie. Double play. And we're trailing 2-0.
Edwin Arroyo.
Nice little rip right there. And it's going to get down for a base knock.
Up next for Cincinnati.
There's Chandler Simpson at the plate. 216 average, still kind of stayed around the same, which is a little bit unfortunate. And that's going to be a double play against one of the fastest guys in baseball.
Up next for Cincinnati, the third baseman, Alex Freeland.
Come on, slide! Get out! Get out!
No runs. We're already to the bullpen now, so a really bad game for Hunter Green.
The batter, number 2, second baseman, Edwin Arroyo.
No, that's in.
Swings through the slider. Good swing timing. Good pitch to hit. Late behind the 100-mile-per-hour fastball. Kind of thrown off by the speed. Randy Arozarena, 262 average here. As Tony Santillan's on the mound.
He's out of there.
Arroyo does face lefties a lot better. He's got a lot better attributes against lefties than he does against righties. Rolls this one over. And he's thrown out. We get one more at-bat here against Matt Brash. On the top of the ninth. Down to our last out. Hits the third. And the Mariners avoid the sweep. How long can we play 500 baseball for? That's the question. Because that's the title of the video or the stream and everything. It's how long can we play 500 baseball? Because we've continued to do it. We were 45 and 45 when this stream started. And we're 51 and 51. So I don't think we have any more. Nope. 14-8, we win that one. 4 hits for Ellie De La Cruz, 2 for Alex Freeland, 1 more for Edwin Arroyo, 4 for Spencer Steer, 2 home runs. That gives him 13 on the season. Emilio Pagan giving up 3 earned. Okay, there you go. 4-0 against St. Louis. 2 hits for Nathaniel Lowe, 2 for J.J. Bleday. Chase Burns gives us an excellent outing. You know, it's a little unfortunate we don't get a lot of... And we win that one too, 5-3. We don't get a lot of opportunities to get player lock games in with our starting pitchers. Rhett Lauder. Not even sure we've ever even really gotten a player lock game in with Rhett Lauder. We will enter this game right here. Guardians have struggled 43 and 65.
Up next for the Reds, the center fielder.
Reese Hines is leading off in this game. He's 0 for 3.
Ball, hot.
Doesn't really hit lefties all that well. Big sweeper from Logan Allen. I might try and sneak a bunt past him. Yeah, and you gotta put that down. Swings through the circle change.
Up next for the Reds, the third
Now here's Noelvi Marte batting 235. That's crushed to right field. We're sending the runner home. He's in there. Noelvi Marte crushes it. Not even really sure how he got a hold of it.
for the Guardians.
Here's Ellie De La Cruz facing the lefty Tim Herron now.
Herring.
That's a ball.
Perfect opportunity to see Taylor Clark too. I guess we have to wait because I turned the warm-up bullpen stuff off.
That's the ball.
Up next for the
Here's Spencer Steer, somebody that I really just struggle to hit with, but has had a really decent season. Has a 253 average, 13 homers. I'm sure his attributes are probably progressing nicely too.
No, hello.
Just behind.
Time, I got it. First base.
Ooh, kind of a bad call because I'm pretty sure he swung.
No,
I
that's
wanted
a
to swing
ball.
at that so bad. Suarez on the season has 20 homers, 245 average. About 30 homers is what I would really expect out of him. You're not going to get a better pitch to hit than that one right there. In the dirt, and we'll go to the top of the eighth.
now pitching for the
Here's Taylor Clark,
number
52 innings, 222 ERA. He's been really good. And that's a leadoff hit there for the Guardians.
No, that's a ball.
Oh my gosh.
No, he's in there.
Dude, are we joking? Good pitch by Clark.
Ball one.
I think that's Noel Marte playing at third.
Ball. Outside. No, that's low.
That one looks like it might have been close, but it was not. Change up right out of middle. Cannot do that again.
That's out the corner.
Long at bat here with Chase DeLauder. Pitch number 10 upcoming. I don't really know what to do at this point. And that's going to get us out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Here's Stevenson, 1 for 3 on the day.
The catcher, Tyler Stevenson.
Hey!
Got jammed there. There's Nathaniel Lowe, lefty on lefty action. Still 295 average. And that's going to be a base knock. That'll help the average out a little bit. Here's Blue Day batting 239, so that average has definitely dropped. Slider falling into the zone there. Pops it up to Jose Ramirez. We're now second place in the NL Central, so it's been a tight division this year.
For the Guardians,
There's Arroyo,
Matt
2 for 3. As we'll go to the top of the 9th, where we try to close things out. Reese Hoskins playing for the Guardians now. Good pitch there by Emilio Pagan. Cutter out of the zone. And that stayed in the zone. Come on, Pagan. And that'll get popped up in the infield. Oh, Naylor. Only a 213 average here. Been a rough season for him. Right now, that cutter is just filthy. Well, that was not really that filthy. Okay, don't want to throw it too much here. And the Guardians just tied it up. That's the type of thing that happens, makes me just want to not finish this game. Blown save. Okay. That's fantastic. How's Nick Lodolo been playing? Not really been getting a lot of innings here. Just been a really rough year for him. I think next year is going to be kind of a make it or break it year for him. Prove it year. We could just chalk it up to, you know, this year being the way it was because of injury. Travis Bazzana up to the plate now for the Guardians. I mean, these guys are just killing the ball right now. I mean, that one right there looked like it was going to be crushed. Jeez, man. And they go with Cade Smith, 26 for 29. Maybe he'll blow a save.
We got time.
Oh my gosh, come on, man. Why does he release it like that? Guardians and Athletics looking to make out a deal. I just can't see it out of his hand at all. What are you going to do? I just can't see it. Just unlucky. Hugging the line. 2 outs. Ellie De La Cruz, 2 for 4 on the day. All it takes is one swing. And there's the pitch to do it on, too. Strike 3. Reds blow it. And Emilio Pagan gave up just too much there. We do bounce back with a 5-4 win here. 2 hits for Simpson, Suarez, and Trevino. And Hunter Green bounces back. Emilio Pagan gives up another run in that game. So kind of a weird couple of games. And we win the finale against the Guardians. 3 hits for Nathaniel Lowe, 2 for Suarez and Steer, and Stevenson also with 3 hits in the game. Brady Singer continuing to put out good performances. This is a huge series here against the Pirates. Here's some of the trades that we've seen. These are some pretty big ones here. Jacob Junis, Jack Peterson. Orioles get Matt Waldron, Miguel Andujar, Ramon Laureano, and Yu Darvish for Kobe Mayo and Vance Honeycutt and a couple other guys. Ooh, Blue Jays got Jason Dominguez. They give up Dalton Varsho. There's our 2 trades we made. Kind of got the party started. Today's the trade deadline. I don't think there's any other moves that I want to make here. As far as the wild card goes, we're 3 games out. Let's get a player lock game in with Rhett Lauder. Like I said, we don't really see the starting pitchers all that much. So we'll go ahead and get one in with Rhett Lauder. Here's a look at the lineup here. Much better. JJ Bleday, Matt McClain. I mean, McClain's going to be out because Arroyo's injured. Chandler Simpson we brought in on the trade. Hasn't been great. It's kind of crazy the Pirates have been as good as they've been here in this franchise. Does kind of seem like this franchise is going a little too slow. This is only the 3rd live stream, but kind of would be expected to be maybe a little farther along. Rhett Lauder's kind of in a weird position because he is kind of that last guy that could be a starter for us. Because Brady Singer's pitched really well, and I think I'm really contemplating giving him a new deal. You have Hunter Green and Chase Burns, Nick Lodolo if he ever decides to kind of snap out of the weird funk that he's in. And Marcelo Zuna goes yard.
Off the plate, ball 1. Did he go?
I'm trying to think of who was our 5th starter, because I'm sitting here thinking is Rhett Lauder, Hunter Green, Chase Burns, Brady Singer. Who's our number 5? Oh, Andrew Abbott. So it's like, yeah, Rhett Lauder's in a weird position because if Nick Lodolo fills out the starting rotation, well, where does Rhett Lauder go? Because he's the lowest overall of all of them. Is he a bullpen guy? Do you try and, do a permanent change to the bullpen? What do you do if you're in that position? Or is he somebody that you try to move for a backup player in the lineup. He's a 73 overall, B potential. We're seeing the ratings get a pretty good increase here. Only given up 8 home runs so far. I mean, he's barely giving up home runs. Interesting. He's an interesting pitcher. Because I think he's got a ton of potential. And I think what I would rather do is maybe move on from Nick Lodolo.
Hey. That's a ball.
How do you not catch that, Stevenson?
Hey.
Kind of misplacing that fastball quite a few times. And then think about a guy like Julian Guerrero who could potentially come up in a couple of years. Like, what does that look like? Because Guerrero is more than likely going to have a potential. It's really just going to be a... interesting thing to see, you know, how long is it going to take him? Ooh, about didn't make the play out there.
Ball. Down.
Marlins at the moment are the team that's in first place in the NL East. I think it's literally pouring down rain outside right now.
Batting ninth, the catcher, number 13.
Yeah, severe thunderstorm watch, so
Rodriguez.
that makes it pretty interesting.
Ball. Ball 2.
And there's the second home run of the game. So for somebody that doesn't really give up a ton of home runs, he sure is in this game.
Yeah. That's a ball. Nope, that's down.
Kind of worried about this storm, to be completely honest with you. Okay. This is just getting right now. .32nd home run of the season. About to drop our second in a row to the Pirates. Unless somehow the offense comes through. O'Neal Cruz only batting 208.
All one. Hey!
That was a ball.
Ball, that pitch is up. Ball, that's
That's the
outside.
second one that he's dropped.
Ball 3. Hey!
That was a good fastball there. Obviously, probably a little too down the middle, but. And now Nick Gonzalez will fly out. Into the fifth inning we go. Game is tied.
Ball.
Still have time.
He's good.
Can't make the play.
Up next for Pittsburgh, the first baseman, number 2, center forward.
Hey! That's outside.
It's a tough play, and we make it. So 5 innings of work for Rhett Lauder, and the Reds will go ahead and take him out, and the Pirates win. Three homers for Marcell Ozuna. Taylor Clark takes the loss. Chandler Simpson 2 for 5. 3 homers for Ozuna. What a terrible guy. Here's a big trade. Adrian Morejon, Nick Castellanos, and Alex Verdugo go to the Orioles. So another trade with the Orioles and Padres. They made one trade, and then apparently they weren't done. All right, so Brady Singer's played at a really great level this season. What would he be looking for? 21.7. I think this is one of those things, those deals where you'd want to make the qualifying offer in the off season. And then if you lose them and somebody else signs them, well, then cool, you get a draft pick out of it. If not, then you get him back for maybe just a little bit more than what you would be looking to pay. But I do think I want to make an offer on Brady Singer. Nick Lodolo is looking for a lot of money. So isn't Andrew Abbott. Do you think Taylor Clark's somebody that I would like to bring back here? He's looking for a long-term deal. I could do 3 years. 11 mil. I could do... First, we should see, like, how much are we paying for Santion right now? 1.8. How about Ferguson? 4.5. Yeah, I think I'd be perfectly happy going Taylor Clark. 3 years. 12 mil for 4 million a year. I'm more than happy to do that deal. Kind of thinking the same thing with like Caleb Ferguson as well. He may just be a little too expensive. Tyler Stevenson about to be a free agent. And I think that's all I want to do for now. We lose again to the Pirates. Just a team we have not been able to beat this year. Andrew Abbott gives up 5. We'll view our draft picks after this game. We do win 4-3 here. Freeland with 3 hits. Home run for Tyler Stevenson. Great game for Hunter Green, but Tony Santion and Emilio Pagan about blew it. All right. The moment of truth. Let's take a look at our draft picks. We got some playmakers here. With Carlos Vasquez and Samuel Pena, these guys are atrocious. Nothing to be excited about here. But I'm excited with the other guys here. Julian Guerrero is the headliner of the class. He's a 66 overall, A potential, 93 potential. He's got a 4-seam fastball that clocks in around 95, a splitter at 89, a slider at 87, a curveball at 82, and a changeup at 84. He's going to give up a lot of hits to right-handed hitters, but he's going to be able to strike them out. And then against lefties, I think he does a pretty decent job. The control at 52. I think that this is a guy that's going to be really fun. And at a 66 overall, I think he's going to be making his debut by about age 24. But I think Julian Guerrero is going to be really, really good. Todd Lopez is the next guy. And I'm excited about him. He's a 64 overall to start. He's 22 years old. He's got 79 contact versus lefties. The speed is really, really good. And I think he's going to be decent against righties as well. Just need to work on that power just a little bit. But Todd Lopez, I think, is going to be really fun. B potential. And his potential is at 84. He starts out at a 64. He could be maybe 25 by the time he makes a debut. But I think that by the time he does, I think the contact's going to be in a really, really good spot. And then Orlando Sanchez is a 63 overall. He's also got B potential. He's got a 89 mile per hour fastball, a 59 mile per hour knuckleball, and a 76 mile per hour changeup. Could be waiting a while for Orlando Sanchez, but I think he's an intriguing bullpen arm to develop. I'm really excited about Todd Lopez and Julian Guerrero. And then we went a little bit younger in Walter Chung, and he's just not as intriguing. 75 potential, 67 overall to start. He is 18. You know, we'll see. I don't think he's going to be really that great. Same kind of deal with Randy Hensley. I think that he is way far away, and at 20 years old, I can't get too excited about his potential being an 88. And then Carlos Vasquez, we missed on that pick. Samuel Pena, missed on that pick. Although he's a relief arm, so maybe he could make an impact. Maybe. I don't know. But I am excited about Julian Guerrero, Todd Lopez, and Orlando Sanchez. Yeah, we got some playmakers here. Could be a while before you see them, but when they're 24 years old, 25 years old, I think they'll all be making an impact at the big league levels. Eli Castro, not a good player. He was somebody that we were considering, but not really that heavily. Denny Wilkins and Freddie Haskett, two more good pitchers that the Pirates got. They got Paul Holland as well. He's kind of an interesting player. Here's Russell Mock that went to the Cardinals. I'm not really too mad we missed out on him. Joel Ortiz, not mad about that one at all. Two good pitchers here for the Rockies. Brian Cousins is a lot closer, though. Oh, my gosh. J.J. Randolph looks really good. But you can't get too carried away with it. 62 overall. Yeah, you really can't get too carried away with it. The contact may really hold him back just a little bit. He does look like a really good player, though. Gregorio Gonzalez looks like a really good pitcher. Johnny Foreman looks pretty good. Jorge Delgado was somebody that I thought looked good as well. Pedro Gonzalez. So they got two really solid outfielders, with Delgado being the better of the two. They also got Everett Cockrell. You can tell the focus for the Orioles was go outfielder. They gave themselves plenty of options. Man, Geraldo Benitez, 48 overall to start. That's terrible. I mean, Harmon Smith, 94 potential, but starts out at 50 overall. Brian Paniagua looks really good. Armando Leon. J.J. Mays looks good. But, not a lot of pop in his bat, something that we'll have to develop. Martin Branch was a player that I really liked, and I think that he's intriguing. B potential, though. Sawyer Traxler. Man, Cleveland Tuttle was no good. Cy Stewart goes unsigned by the Athletics. We'll just have to try and remember that name, because he may be somebody to pay attention to in next year's class. Bobby Ewing was the best closer. Whew. A lot of green here, but a lot of low overall guys as well. I like our class. Julian Guerrero, I think, is a really solid prospect. 66 overall to start, 93 potential. I think Todd Lopez is interesting as well. 64 overall, 84 potential. With great contact versus lefty. We'll have to develop the power a little bit. And I think that'd be my main focus, is developing that power. The arm strength maybe could be a concern a little bit. Maybe he'd benefit from moving to first. But if you develop that power, I think he's going to be really good. And Orlando Sanchez is a really good player as well. As far as the rest of the class goes, nothing too intriguing. But these top four, I do like all of them. You'd like them to be a little bit closer, considering they're all 22 years old. But I think that they get proper development. I think Julian Guerrero is going to start out at Double-A. Todd Lopez will also start out at Double-A. And I think Orlando Sanchez will start out at Double-A. And we'll just kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. But I'm going to simulate up until the White Sox series. Maybe the Marlins, actually. We should really just Ivan Johnson, 2 to 3 months. Probably ends his season. We do bounce back and win this one. 3 hits for Steer. Home run for Noelvi Marte. Caleb Ferguson gives up 3. We do win this one 5 to 2. 3 hits for Suarez, 2 for Steer, 2 for Simpson. We win the next one 6 to 4. 3 for Marte, 3 for Blade. So Blade gets his average to go up to 228. So not too bad. Hunter Green, really good outing. And we sweep the Nationals. Exactly what you wanted to happen there. Everybody gets 1 hit except for Matt McClain goes hitless. And one more game here against the White Sox. Man, we have a lot of games against the Dodgers and Brewers in the final month. Let's get it with Ellie De La Cruz. 279 average. I'd say our batting averages have gone up a lot. Simpson's a DH for us right now, which makes literally no sense. Why is Matt McClain getting at-bats again? This is the crap I'm talking about with, like, why does it screw with your lineup? Like, it's a sick joke.
First pitch, 111.
No, he's in there.
Runners on the corner with nobody out.
Strike.
Trying to get those elevated fastballs and do something with them. What an ugly at bat. Ugly.
Up next in Cincinnati, the shortstop.
We have an opportunity here with one of our best players to try and do something, and we're swinging at every pitch. Late on a fastball right in the middle. I mean, that's batting practice.
For the White Sox, the shortstop, Colton Montgomery.
All right, top 9 down to our final out. And we're facing another pitcher where like the ball is hidden all the way up until like right at the last second you can see it. That was just atrocious. All right. Chandler Simpson with 2 more hits though. We are 2.5 games back of the wild card. This is a huge series upcoming against the Marlins. So look at the pitching rotation, make sure everything looks good. Sam Mole's been incredible all season long. I think that I would definitely be interested in bringing him back. Nick Lodolo's gotten that ERA to go down a little bit. Santillan as well. The bullpen has been incredible. I mean, the pitching staff in general has been really good for us this year. It does suck that there's really not a whole lot of guys that I'm super excited about pitching wise. Like maybe Nate Peterson, but he's a deep potential. Like these guys are going to have really no strong chance at a future with us. But I want to go to the lineup though because it needs to be fixed. I don't know why it continues to do this. Like Chandler Simpson needs to be our shortstop. I want our third baseman to be Alex Freeland. And I want him to bat second. That's when we were having our most success. All right, so there we go. Now the lineup's fixed. Now looking at everybody else here, Sal Stewart. this is good for him. Just get the opportunity. I think we'll probably bring him back up with September call-ups just to give him the opportunity here. I'm not really sure why we haven't been getting more looks at Steel Hall and Duno. We'll just have to keep a lookout here with Chandler Simpson, because I think that trade was... Yeah, I mean, I'm not really... Will Benson, Brandon Williamson, I don't even know if these guys are playing. No, they do got him playing, and he kind of sucks. Tolia has 24 homers. Wow. Of course, he goes to the Dodgers, and he's just going to turn into a maniac, isn't he? I'm not even sure. Where do they have... Because they had Key Brian Hayes on the bench. Why they got so many bats? Weird. Anyway, that's going to do it for... If I can find the file management. For this stream. Should close out the season in the next one. But appreciate anybody stopping by that watched it. College Ball 27 right around the corner. I'm excited for that. That's what we're really all here for. But I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.